Salut à tous, c'est Chouki. Donc, on se retrouve pour la partie 2 de What Remains of Edith Finch. Et on venait de découvrir donc comment Barbara était décédée. Et on avait découvert que il y avait une clé cachée dans la boîte à musique du couloir qui permet d'aller au sous-sol. Voilà. Donc là c'est marrant parce que vous voyez, donc là c'était la chambre de Milton, c'est ça? Elle ou Barbara? Putain, c'était la chambre de qui? De Walter? Je crois? Je sais plus. Attends, ça doit être marqué quelque part. On s'en bat les couilles. Et là on voit les petits détails comme ça avec eh ben, la rambarde qui s'est pétée lors de l'agression et tout. Et ça j'adore. La boîte à musique.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Il y a une planque sous la maison quoi.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Voilà, c'était Walter, donc il était avec Barbara, il était parti le plus loin possible et en fait il était sous la maison quoi.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
En fait c'est devenu un survivaliste.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Je crois que c'est qu'aucun de nous n'est allé bien loin. Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Putain mais attends, comment ça marche ce machin?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just
2005. Le mec il est resté 30 ans enfermé quoi.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
En fait, il sait qu'il y a une malédiction qui tue sa famille et c'est pour ça qu'il s'est enfermé.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Il s'est enfermé au sous-sol quoi. Enfin, qu'il a créé un abri.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Il avait sa chambre au sous-sol quoi. Il est mort
I'm
écrasé
sure
par un
my
train.
mom
Donc.
was trying to protect me.
Et c'est vraiment trop bien écrit. J'adore cette histoire. Je trouve que c'est tellement bien fait. Comme quoi un jeu n'a pas besoin d'être violent ou d'avoir de l'action pour
Maybe
être
she
bien.
was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
De
But
la
if she never
tomato.
told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Là c'est là où il jetait tout de ses ordures. Il avait tout créé. Ouais.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Il y a des chaises dans
I don't
les
know
arbres.
if I should even be writing this.
On va voir pourquoi après.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Des petites loupiottes qui s'allument.
But I thought you should know about your family.
Merde.
And the history you're a part of.
Et de l'histoire dont tu fais partie.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
En fait là elle parle au bébé qui est dans son ventre. Mais on ne sait pas encore qu'elle est enceinte normalement, si on n'est pas trop curieux.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Je me rappelle plus comment il s'appelle le poisson de Molly. Ah, Christopher. Il est là, Christopher. 1942-1947. Il a vécu 5 ans quand même.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly avec le chat. Calvin avec la fusée. Sven. Sven, lui, il est mort en construisant une espèce de dragon dans le jardin, mais j'ai pas regardé au début du jeu, je suis pas allé voir. La première fois que je l'ai fait le jeu, j'étais allé voir, mais là j'y suis pas allé, donc on n'a pas pu le voir. Il y a une espèce de grand dragon fait de bois en fait qui est cassé dans le jardin, dans une espèce de mare, comme une sorte de gros toboggan quoi. Et il est mort en le construisant. De toute façon, c'est pour ça qu'ils le disent quand on est dans la chambre de Sven et de Eddie, qu'il est mort comme ça. Là il y a Eddie, là il y a Walter. Quand on s'approche comme ça, on peut voir la même vue que quand on sort du tunnel. C'est plutôt bien foutu. Hein. D'ailleurs, la première fois que j'ai joué, j'avais juste vu de loin comme ça, je m'étais pas rapproché comme ça. C'est bien fait. Et Barbara avec l'étoile.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Alors attendez 2 secondes, je reviens. Hop, voilà, je suis de retour. Alors désolé, c'est les aléas un petit peu des let's play, désolé. On continue.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sam, fille, Gus, Grégory, Gus.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Gus, Grégory. Ah, elle parle de sa mère, oui. Elle a perdu 2 frères, ouais.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Lewis Finch. Sanjay. Sanjay, ça devait être le père d'Edith. C'est le père d'Edith. Je peux même m'asseoir, je crois. Non, mais non, non.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday. And find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Voilà, c'est là qu'on apprend qu'elle est enceinte. Mais bon, ça se voit. Par contre, comment je fais pour aller là-haut? Je peux marcher sur les carreaux? Non, bien évidemment. Ah, il y a une échelle.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Tous deux étaient assez passionnés. Bon, on comprend vite que ça va être la passion de la
Instead of
chasse.
hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything? It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
On est en train de pisser. Tiens, photo.
Definitely should not have.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Les poissons morts.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Qu'est-ce que je peux prendre en photo?
Your grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Bah, merde alors.
We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Mais j'arrive pas à trouver ce qu'ils veulent que je prenne en photo.
Let's see.
Je me rappelle plus. Pourtant j'avais moins galéré la première fois que j'avais joué, mais c'est pas ça là.
Maybe.
La bouffe.
Was it?
Oh, mais les voilà.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Photo.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Dawn!
Là je vais devoir contrôler le père donc. Et c'est parti, c'est parti,
I'm
c'est parti.
proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh merde, merde, vite, vite, vite.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Voilà. Le papa de la maman de Edith, il est mort en voulant tuer un cerf.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Divorce, contrat.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Je crois qu'il voyait des choses qu'on voyait pas. Ça doit être le personnage du jeu qui est mort le plus tôt en fait. Parce que quand on regarde, là c'est du coup on joue qui là on joue le petit Grégory, donc le fils de... Non, le frère de Dawn. Voyons voir. Alors, Hop, je jette le truc. Je contrôle la grenouille. Oh, je peux même plonger. Hi.
That's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
On continue de jouer. Oui.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy.
Faut la mettre droite la baleine, faut la mettre droite la baleine. Oui. Je crois qu'il faut que je rebondisse encore plus haut. Ah, j'arrive. Ah!
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
La baleine, la baleine, la baleine.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand.
Je suis une grenouille. Oui, et mes petits Playmobil sont avec moi.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Le petit Grégory est mort noyé. Il avait 1 an. Voilà. Donc la morale de cette histoire, surveillez vos gosses quand ils prennent leur bain, surtout à 1 an, quoi. Alors je sais pas si... parce que là du coup, comme lui il est mort, Kay... et Sam... je crois. Kay et Sam... ont divorcé. Mais alors est-ce qu'ils ont divorcé avant ou est-ce qu'ils ont divorcé après la mort de Grégory? Je sais pas, ça c'est... si vous avez compris, dites-moi-le, mais bon, de toute façon ça change pas l'histoire. Et là on a du...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oups, j'ai un petit peu cassé le... J'espère que vous arrivez à lire, mais là j'ai cassé un petit peu le truc. Donc là, ah, il faut que je passe dessus pour...
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. May kiss the bride.
Non, j'ai quillé mon cerveau. Alors attendez, il faut que j'aille chercher les autres paroles. Elles doivent être peut-être par là. Ah, ici, voilà.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Voilà.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
Voilà.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Donc, Sam n'ayant plus de femme parce qu'il a divorcé, il s'est marié avec une autre. Gus n'était pas content, c'est pour ça qu'il a fait le rebelle et qu'il est resté à l'extérieur pendant la tempête. Et il s'est mangé la tante de son père dans la tronche. Donc, du coup, voilà. Triste fin, mais c'est vrai que... Ça, c'est vrai que j'ai pas envie de dire c'est une belle histoire, mais je sais pas. Vraiment, on s'y plonge dedans et c'est... Je sais pas, c'est trop bien.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay. Calcutta, c'est en Inde?
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Regardez, une petite salle de classe. En fait, j'aime bien l'imagination de la maison, comment elle est. Et j'adore. J'adore.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton était un peintre. Ah, j'adore les musiques.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Du coup, par rapport à Milton, donc du coup là on sait qu'il a disparu, mais c'est vrai que son histoire ne nous apprend pas effectivement comment il a disparu en fait. Et si quelqu'un a une théorie, qu'il n'hésite pas. De toute façon, j'irai voir sur internet parce que là du coup ça m'intrigue beaucoup ça.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Et là-bas, il y a l'ancienne maison cassée. En fait, elle s'est pas pété loin, ou alors elle s'est échouée ici. Je pense pas qu'on puisse passer par là, ouais, c'est bloqué. Du coup, on peut pas courir dans le jeu, il faut faire tout le tour.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Donc plus ça va, plus on va haut en fait dans la maison. Est-ce que ça a une signification? Je ne sais pas. Là, c'est la chambre de Lewis.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Une chambre très psychédélique. En tout cas, j'aimerais trop avoir une chambre comme ça, je sais pas pourquoi.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Hop. Une fois dénationalisé, je pense que la moto.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself.
Il dissimulait des
In our
choses.
sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Alors, ne vous y trompez pas. On ne va pas perdre notre main. Parce que moi, pendant la première fois que j'ai joué, franchement, j'y ai cru au bout d'un moment que le mec allait mettre sa main dans le bordel. Parce que c'est vrai que c'est ce qui aurait pu se passer. Vu qu'il est distrait, vu qu'il est dans son monde, en fait, dans ses rêves, Lewis, pardon. On pourrait penser ça, mais en fait, non. Donc, voilà. Je vous le dis d'avance.
Wonder. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names.
Donc là, je sais, il y a des choses sans nom.
He knew it was all in his head.
Donc là, c'est un peu compliqué, enfin, c'est pas trop compliqué parce que je dois contrôler à la fois les saumons qui viennent et le petit bonhomme. Parce que sinon, les saumons, après, il y en a plus, on voit plus rien.
I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Il a entendu parler d'un beau prince, une belle reine, lui d'une belle reine.
handsome queen.
Non, Lewis n'était pas homosexuel.
The queen was on her own quest for... radiant rainbows.
Oui. J'ai fait tomber le premier arc-en-ciel, quoi. C'est une quiche.
He followed the sound of her.
Il suit le son de sa guitare, de la harpe. La harpe, quand même, on est plus dans le thème que la guitare électrique.
Silver harp.
Oui, il faut... Non, faut toucher les trucs.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it.
Et là, paf. J'aime bien
In
quand c'est
his
ça.
own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Donc là, ok. Retour à la réalité durant quelques minutes. Wow. Oh, le truc il fait, c'est bizarre quand je fais comme ça.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh, mais il y a des vrais poissons vivants là.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
Mais alors je suis qui? Ah, mais je suis le roi. Je le vois à la tête. Non?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Ah ouais, ça va pas du tout là.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
C'est trop bien fait, j'adore.
Including the wise Calico who insisted on inviting him.
Ah, le chamolis. Ah, c'est génial.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
C'est suicidé. C'est suicidé. Bon, ça fait déjà 50 minutes. J'avais dit que j'arrêterais à 45 minutes. Les vidéos. Enfin bref, bon. Là, pour le coup, on a un peu découvert... Bon, normalement, à la base, il n'y a pas tous les personnages dessinés. Donc là, on a découvert elle, lui, tac, lui, Walter, c'est bon. Eddie, tac, tac. Gus, Gregory. Down, on sait pas pour le moment. Milton, Lewis. Donc, prochaine vidéo, ça sera sûrement la dernière. Je vais arrêter là. Comme ça fera 3 vidéos pour ce jeu. Mais voilà, c'est tout. J'ai pas plus à dire. Je vous fais des gros bisous. Et je vous dis à très très vite.